Pressure relief procedure. Close the air motor slider valve and the main air slider valve. Both are relieving air valves. Set the ram director valve to down. The ram will slowly drop. Jog the ram director valve up and down to bleed air from the ram cylinder. Open the dispense valve to relieve the pump output pressure. Start and adjust ram. Close the air motor slider valve and the main air slider valve. Connect half-inch airline hose to the unit and affix securely. Open the supply air valve to provide air to the Pail unloader unit. Open the main air slider valve and set the ram air regulator to 30 psi. Using the director valve, raise the ram to the highest position. When the ram is as high as it can go, move ram director valve to neutral position. Place a full pail on the base and center it under the platen. Adjust the pail so it can be aligned with the platen and open the platen bleed port. With hands away from the pail and platen, lower the ram until the platen lowers into the pail and fluid begins to come out of the platen bleed port. Be aware that high viscosity materials may not bleed through the port. This step allows trapped air to bleed out from between the plate and the material. Move the ram director valve handle to the neutral position. Close the platen bleed port. Close the air motor valve. Connect pump outlet fittings and hose. Then set the ram air regulator to about 30 psi. Set the ram director valve handle to down. Increase pressure if necessary. Open the pump air motor slider valve. Keep the ram director valve handle down while pump is operating. Increase air pressure to the ram if ram does not prime properly with heavier fluids. Decrease air pressure if fluid is forced out around the top seal or platen. Change the pail. Turn off pump air supply with the air motor slider valve. Raise the platen out of the pail. When raising the ram, the pail must be pushed off the platen by use of the blow-off button. Move the director valve handle to the up position. As the ram raises the pail off the base, press the blow-off button to create a pressure in the pail to push it off of the platen. It may be necessary to incrementally increase the ram pressure temporarily to overcome any material sticking or friction forces. When the platen is free of the pail and the ram reaches its full height, move the director valve handle to the neutral position. Remove the empty pail.